Homemade nuggets.
What's up, fam? Welcome to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth. Got another episode. I'm your host, Nick, and today's topic, we're going to talk about your body, your choice, my wallet, my choice. And I'm going to leave this to Trav because this is his topic.
What's up, y'all? My question is, men don't have any authority over the situation if a woman becomes pregnant after conception. Is that fair?
Ooh.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Meaning, once you become pregnant, you say it's your body, your choice. You can have the baby or not have the baby. Then you can decide soon after you don't want to deal with me and automatically put me on child support and limit me from access to my child without me having any influence over that. Is that fair? So if you can do that, should I be able to say, okay, fine, but I opt out of taking care of this child because you made the decision for me?
Ooh. Ooh.
It's kind of difficult.
See,
I think if we just keep it real, most of the time there's been plenty of guys that said don't keep it, and she keeps it. Then there's child support, there's all kind of stuff that comes with that. I mean, yes, it is a woman's choice, but we also had that option to try not to get to that point. But you caught up in the moment, things happen, man. But okay. But
I don't know what that was.
yeah, I don't know who that was either. It wasn't over here. But I think it's just one of those things that if y'all two involved, y'all just, it could be a one night thing, it could be whatever. If she becomes pregnant, at that point, you can give your opinion about how you feel about it. You can say, I don't think I'm ready. I can pay for it, plan B pill, whatever, try to do whatever you can. But if she chooses not to, then you kind of stuck. 18.
Here's my thing. It takes two people to have raw sex to make a baby.
Exactly.
So you made your choice right there as far as procreation, if that happens. So you put yourself in that situation.
True.
But at any time you can change your mind, and
I
I'm left with however you want to handle the situation as we go forward. I have no choice in that.
How can you
Man,
change
sex-
your mind when you normally went in with an open eyes? I mean, as grown folks, we kind of know what we need to prevent pregnancy. So if
Hey,
you
I got something for you, Tanya. Like a lot of times, it can be talked about. Hey, you on the pill, you got your little IUD, the little shot in your arm, whatever y'all get. They be like, yeah. You thinking you good. Because ain't sex unless you're going raw. I promise you that. Condom sex is for birds. But you know what I'm saying? But if she's lied and said that she's not on birth control or whatever, and you thought that was a choice, and then you do that, and then the choice is taken away from you. A lot of times, there's a lot of men that out there have had that choice taken away from them. And I don't think that gets talked about enough because we could be like, all right, you on it. The next thing you know, she come up pregnant. She's like,
Okay.
I thought it worked. No,
Okay,
you didn't.
look. Why you believe her?
exactly.
Just because a woman says, I'm on the pill, I got an IUD, I got the shot, why do you believe her?
Exactly.
I mean, shoot, you try to have some kind of trust, but if you caught up in the moment, you trying to add a couple quick things so you can get down to the get down. And don't act like nobody on this podcast has ever been there before. We've all been there. You try to get things out the way so you can go ahead and get to getting. It may have been a minute, but we've all been there. Am I wrong?
No, you're correct. You're correct. We all have been there, but a lot of us use what's called common sense today. So whether you caught up in the heat of the moment or whatever, you also know the consequences that comes with if she gets pregnant.
So I think, go ahead, Tanya.
You let the heat of the moment predict your destiny. I don't get it.
I think what Travis is saying is, let's say we get pregnant and it's our choice if we want to give it up.
And I don't want to be a father.
Right. She's pregnant and she chooses to keep the baby. And he tells her, I don't want the baby. But again, that goes to the beginning.
Right.
Why did you fuck her raw?
But
Hey, you know
but
what?
Here's the thing, Tanya. You can go and get an abortion, and I can want the baby. I can want to be a father to that child, and you can say I don't want to do that because that's your choice.
I think it becomes, first and foremost, before you go that route, you will kind of want to have an understanding with the person that you're screwing. So if this is like a one night stand, quite naturally, you're not going to be on the same accord, because you scorn somebody you don't even know, just because how you feel or what you want, or because you're hot and heavy in the moment. What we need to start doing is using what's called, again, common sense.
Common sense ain't all that common.
If you don't want a child, then wear a condom.
Again,
How about you be on birth control? Go get some birth control. You out here just as bad as we are. Women are out here just as bad. Women are out here just as bad as
Hold
men.
on. What if the condom broke?
Hey,
you still have the choice. I don't.
yeah, we don't have no choice in that. Plus, we know when the condom break, it feels too good.
I have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have no choice.
Well, maybe, like I said before, Travis, maybe before you go that route, ask her. Have that conversation. The problem is, again, you get hot and heavy, you don't have these conversations with these girls, and then next thing you know, they end up pregnant.
What I'm saying is, you have to, and I got you, T. Let me get brief. You have to, at some point in time, all the incentives of the situation, whether it is childbirth, marriage, it has to level the playing field to where it's a 50-50 deal for us as men.
Right.
It's not level now. It's like this. So what I mean by that is there's two things I can suggest to help that.
I got one.
Paternity tests for all children that are born. That can help.
Mm-hmm.
And for a man, if you pay child support for your child and you don't have visitation rights, you get no child support. And I promise you, the ladies will start acting right. That's all you got to do, because people don't want to talk about it, but a very large amount of children are pent on men and they pay child support. So if you remove that, and you also remove, and you add the paternity test, and you say, okay, I'll give you your child support, but I want to see my little boy every other Saturday, and I want to get my 2 full days. And I promise you, ladies will stop all the head knocking and this my child, it ain't that, because it's 50-50 when it works out for you all. Y'all want equal outcomes, but y'all don't want to start it equal. That's the problem I have.
Well, if you stop scoring girls and get you a woman, maybe it'll change it.
You get women that do this.
But we speaking of all kinds on here, though. That's the thing, though, because everybody's at different points in their life that listen to the podcast. Like, of course, we in that category trying to find women. We ain't trying to find little girls. But there's guys out there that can watch this and that can understand being in the heat of the moment. You 21 years old, you at the club, you done seen something from across the room, and you done made your move, and you get to go home. You ain't trying to turn that down. At 21, you ain't turning that down.
And he ain't gonna turn that down.
Well, I'm gonna say this. What's the term that the young people use nowadays? Pull-out game. So I guess this right here means your pull-out game is weak. First and foremost.
I ain't seen nobody with a good one.
Look, I don't know. That's the new there. I'm a little older.
Don't work, Keith. That don't work.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm clowning because that's what they say. That's the new term, pull-out game or whatever, right? So then After that, you have the part of the responsibility. We already went over that as far as a man strapping up and all that. I know people that strap up with 2 condoms and all, and they don't even trip. They ain't even tripping off the kid. They more tripping off for catching something that they can't get rid of. And then we gonna talk about an aspect, and I hope this doesn't reflect bad on the type of people I know, but I'm just being real. I know people that'll have a baby by somebody, a man that'll have a baby by a woman, and just because he don't want to pay child support, he just don't never get no job, don't have nothing to do with the kid. So you stuck without getting paid anyway. So again, we talking about if you have somebody who is a responsible man and wants to, take care of his business, or is going to take care of his business regardless if he wants to or not. And then if we go to the very last aspect of it now, within the last 60 days, they done took the choice away from a woman, because now they're saying that abortions just aren't the thing. Like, you can't do that anymore. They're taking that right away from a woman. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you have different aspects on that. We ain't gonna get too far in that, because I know that could be political or religious or whatever the case may be, whatever you feel about that. But the bottom line is they're taking away that right from a woman. So the man and the woman don't have a choice on that one, to be real. The government is making that choice for you now, not the woman.
And I was just gonna say that, Tony, as far as a man does have a choice, because you could opt out. You can say, nope, I give up all my rights.
Yeah, and I know quite a few people that have done that.
But you still have to pay, Nick.
No, you don't.
I know
You give up your
people
right.
that don't get no job just so they don't have to pay. I know people that have actually done that.
But then you're cutting off your own nose. Despite your
But let's be real though. We
Some
being
cats
real.
don't think about it like that.
Yeah, we being real. We can't come, because we come with an educated adult answer, yes. But if we want to come with a realistic answer, and we talking about a realistic world, there is some men out there that you might have got pregnant by a dude that's a career criminal that's always in jail, that never can have a job to support that child. You know what I mean? So you have that aspect. So there's many different lanes that you can go down when it comes to the subject. But I think the most important thing we got to think about right now is that it's not the man or the woman's choice anymore, as of 60 days ago.
I mean, but those laws pinned by state, you can still get abortions.
Out of Missouri, you can't.
California,
Yeah,
you can take
Yeah,
flight.
you gotta travel. Like, certain places you can and certain places you can't now. So let's just be real about that, about actually being able to do that. They had one the other day. I think they said it was the doctor did an abortion on a 10-year-old girl who was raped by her uncle, and now they trying to do something to the doctor and take away their license. You see what I'm saying? So it's real. Don't think it's not. It's real.
Real, definitely.
They trying to enforce it.
That's
How
crazy.
far it goes, we don't know, but it's definitely out there. So let's just be clear. It's the choice is taken away from the woman and the man nowadays, as of lately. Whether or not it's going to get turned back, we don't know. But right now, as of this day right now, it's not the man's choice or the woman's choice.
There's states that are still performing them day in and day out.
And the ones that are, the doctors are getting charged.
No,
You know what I mean?
Legal. It's still legal.
Well, if somebody can go on Google right now and look what states are actually legal to perform those abortions, because it's not many left. There is a few. I will agree with you. There is a few, but it should be all of them if we want to be real. If that's what you want to do.
It's still legal out here.
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken, here in the state of Missouri, that it is illegal to perform an abortion even by incest or rape.
Texas, I believe, is illegal. I think Ohio is illegal.
Soon as they switched it, Missouri's law changed just like that. And unfortunately, our Planned Parenthood has been shut down for a minute here in the city of Kansas City. Like,
who got Google? Who got Google to look that up right now? Which states are actually?
It's sad to say, but Plan B is like the next biggest drug out there now.
It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only about 8 states, if I'm counting correctly. It's only about, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's only 9 states where it's completely illegal.
Now you got to get even deeper and think about where are these facilities located? How many facilities that are in these states that actually perform that? Because that's another thing too. You got places within the whole state. There's only like 2 places that actually perform the abortions.
My point is,
I get you.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I get, and I understand the abortion side. And
Mhm.
and I side with pro-choice. And the reason is, if you know you can't be a parent and you know you're a bad person or you fucked up or whatever you want to be,
Mhm.
why would you go do that to somebody if you know you financially you can't do it, if you know that that's not what you want to do, if it's incest, rape, all those different things, why even, I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But the side of that is, for that man, for that 20-year-old or 25-year-old that says, hey, I don't want to have a baby with you. And he stands firm on that. And you say, you don't have to have this baby, but you got to pay for this baby. That's why I got a problem.
Mhm.
Because if you
I
can make a choice for me, I can't make a choice. Men can't make a choice for you for 18 years, but you can make a choice for me for 18 in certain states, 21 years to pay you. That's crazy.
So, hey, so I just looked it up. So you have 13 states that have active laws in effect around abortion. Here in Missouri, as soon as Roe v. Wade flipped, penalty: anyone who performs an abortion will be charged with a Class B felony, and their professional license may be suspended or revoked. Exception: pregnant person's life is in danger, at risk, or substantial or irrevocable impairment, or a major bodily function. Other abortion bans: 8-week ban, not currently in effect. So if you rape, if you incest, from here in Missouri, shit, you gotta keep it. So like Tony said earlier, the choice is being taken from us in a lot of regards. I know we talking about the other choice early on. For some of these folks that don't have a choice, you know, sometimes your body ain't your body. Somebody try to take it from you.
That is true.
I don't even. I apologize if I brought down the whole move, but you know,
No,
it's
no, no,
a-
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
no, that's
Not
the
at all.
facts.
no.
You know,
That's-
it's
it
a
was
lot of
just that
different.
real. That was a real moment there. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a chance to sit back and see everybody's face, and it just you can see it sinking in. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's
Gravity,
what
the gravity of the
it's
laws
different.
that we have in this country today.
It's different layers to this topic that we can go to. You just hit on one of the layers that's pretty important right now, pretty relevant right now. So
Extremely important and extremely relevant.
yeah.
The one thing I can't stand about women today who do get pregnant for a paycheck, that does drive me nuts. They just want child support, especially look at the celebrities.
Because you don't think
Hmm.
like that. Because
See,
you
and
don't
that's
think like that.
but that's when they have, what they gonna keep, the hood nigga baby or the good niggas baby?
Mm.
What happens in that case?
How about the keep it
They
dude, baby?
they have no expectations from him though. The hood nigga that don't care, they have no expectation.
And then they'll have no problem with going to get an abortion. That's what I mean. So the good ones, that's when you be like, hey, here's a good one. He gonna take care. I'm gonna definitely have this baby because he gonna do this, that, and other thing. But this other one, you ain't got no problem with going down there and getting an abortion. I mean, let's keep it real again.
That's real, but hey, let's talk about the keep it dude, baby. We're gonna do that to keep it dude.
Mm.
Yeah.
But don't worry, because he a good man, because he take care of his real family.
The only reason that comes into play is because they know the quality of man that particular dude is.
Mhm.
That's the only reason. Like if you openly are dating a married man and you get pregnant and you have the baby and you know that this man wants to go home with his family. And I'm not saying what he's doing is right. I'm just keeping it 100.
Uh-oh.
It faded out.
You faded out.
Yo, can't hear you.
Can't
Travis,
hear you.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, this
So,
topic
hey, so
in so many ways. It can,
yeah, no. So I mean, there's I know I've heard stories, just talking around with some of the dudes that I grew up with. There were times that they were wearing condoms. They doing everything they can to not get pregnant. Chicks is going out fishing out condoms. They doing everything they can to try to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many crazy stories of people of what they're willing to do for whatever it is their reasons for doing stuff is. I mean, men and women both. I'm not going to genderize that at all. But there's some dudes that's trying to lay up in it and they trying to get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
There's some dudes that want
trying to get pregnant.
I know some women that didn't want her and the men wanted to. You know what I mean? They was trying to. Oh yeah, I got a condom on, and put holes in the condoms in the whole shebang. So it's a two-way street in certain cases.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you should what you're dealing with and who you're dealing with.
Absolutely.
It takes two to tango. But somebody got to be responsible in this, whatever you having.
Right. So men,
Tanya,
pay
Tanya,
attention.
I
Just kidding.
think what you miss is men aren't having sex the way you think they are. There's a certain select group of men that are having sex. Most men are sexless. Most men ain't having no sex like what you think. That's why you got this same group of brothers that's got 6 and 7 kids by 5 or 6 or 12 different women. That's why it's the same thing. Y'all are having sex with the same group of men. So you're saying be responsible, but y'all are taking that lack of responsibility and having sex with the same. You meet a man that's got 7 kids by 5 different women, and you go be make the 6th child's mother. That's nuts.
Because he a bedroom bully. He in there blowing backs out.
Exactly.
He got that thug love for real.
Thug love.
He making them walk funny for a couple of days. You know what I mean?
So
Like it was in your belly. You see that? You see it in your belly. That's the one right there. It's in your belly, girl.
Mm-mm. So what would y'all tell the youth today about this specific topic? What would you tell them to help?
I got one for you. I used to coach at a high school, and there was a young guy, man. He was always having these situations with females and all that. And I told him, I said, you know what, man? I said, right now it's about playing ball. Play ball, get to college. I said, once you get you a scholarship and all that, I was like, you'll have everything you want to do at that point. You'll have everything at your disposal. I was like, stay away from the women for as long as you can, because once you get started, you can't stop. There's no going back. Once you're sexually active, you just can't go back. I like stay that way as long as you possibly can, because there's nothing good on the other side of that. Because once you taste meat, you want meat. You can't go back to eating bread, having, you know what I'm saying, water and stuff. You want the real deal Holyfield. And when I told him that, he looked at me, he's like, I don't know. I was like, I know it's tempting. I know the girls want you because you're an athlete. And you know what I'm saying? You looking at going to college and everything. I was like, but check this out. You here in this high school right now. There's only so much you can do. Could you imagine if you went to the University of Michigan, where there's 100,000 people on campus?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I'm trying to influence him like that, but I'm just saying, take care of business first, then you'll be able to do that stuff, other stuff later on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I let it go right there. That was the best advice I think I can give him. Stay abstinent as long as you can. You know what I'm saying? Stay a virgin for as long as you can. And once you go back, once you go forward, there ain't no going back. You can't take it back. Once you done had it, you trying to be in it forever.
Just be
And
smart.
unfortunately, these conversations are having to be had at a lot earlier age. You know what I mean? Because these kids are getting sexually active, even in elementary school. So the conversation needs to be had. And then you got to think about the peer pressure part of it too. I know when I was young, we had this thing called the V squad. If you was on the V squad, you still a virgin. When you gonna get off the V squad? You know what I mean? So the peer pressure of the other kids is something else as well that we got to think about. You know what I mean? So when you talk to these kids, you got to tell them to be their own person, make their own decision, but don't succumb to the peer pressure of your peers trying to tell you this is what you need to do because this is the cool thing to do. So wait, and if you are going to do it, protect yourself from not only a baby, but for whatever things that might come along with it, that you can get diseases or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's real talk. I agree with you, Tony. Like when I was in like this is a bad story to tell, but when we was in like elementary school, man, we was wanting to be grown so bad. We was running around doing all kinds of things at recess we shouldn't be doing, grabbing, touching, pulling, all that stuff. I'm talking about like second, third, fourth, fifth. Like by the time we were get ready to go to middle school, the teachers called us into the room and said, "We see what you've been doing at recess. We see touching and feeling and grabbing going on." We was like, "What you talking about?" Everybody like, "We don't know what you're talking about." And it was Maniac Monday, Touch a Titty Tuesday, Whoop That Ass Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like we was going through the days of the week having it out. And by the time we got to middle school, you know what I'm saying? Like we was all thinking along that line, like it's time. We were absolutely ready. Like I lost my virginity at 13.
Wow.
My wife just called me nasty too. So my wife just called me nasty. So
and think about this too. This is another thing that maybe we could talk about on a different subject. that these kids are developing and going through that you know, puberty stage at a lot younger age as well than when we were. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's something, your hormones is going crazy and you wondering what's going on. You know what I mean? And people might be uncomfortable or not even talking to you about what's going on. You know what I mean? This woman having changes to her body, this boy having changes, his voice is changing and stuff. You know, he started to get hair in different places and all that. So that conversation, you know, probably needs to be had at a younger age. Unfortunately, people might not think is right. Some people say you don't need to be talking to my child about sex, you know, when they 8 or 9 years old. Well, maybe, you know,
Sex ed needs to be in 4th grade instead of 6th grade.
hello.
Yeah.
It was in fifth grade for us.
And my thing is, abstinence is always the best method. However, if you
Agreed.
cannot sustain that, then protect yourself, protect your future. Try to find an adult that you can talk to. You know, mother, your father, school counselors. There are all types of resources that's out there for our young kids today, so they can get the information that's needed. So that would be my advice on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think my mother, she knew early. Like she started the conversation with me early. And then as I got older towards middle school, she was like, when you think you about to get you son, you let me know. You know, me and my mom's had a good relationship at that time. So when I told her, I'm like, hey man, I'm about to get me some. She said, oh, for real? I was like, it's about to go down. She was like, all right. She bought me a box of 36. Said, here, you better wrap it up. That was always her thing. Whenever me and the partners went out, she's like, hey, everybody got one, everybody got some protection. All right, y'all good. You know what I'm saying? She's old school. You got your Jimmy hat? Get your Jimmy hat.
I got a question for everybody on the panel. When you were in school, what was the youngest person you remember being pregnant and having a baby? And I'm gonna go first. I remember, I think she was 14 in 9th grade, walking around with a big old belly, about to have a baby at 14 years old. Let's just talk about some realities of some things. But I'm gonna let everybody else answer. That's my answer.
There was somebody in my 7th grade class at 13 that had one. And then my next year, there was somebody that came in that was 12 already pregnant.
Ooh, gosh. I think
She
the
had
youngest
like-
I had was 6.
No, she had like one every year all the way through high school.
The youngest
She
I
had like 6 by the time she graduated.
6.
She graduated, but she had 6 of them.
Wow. See?
Hey, if anybody knows who I am, y'all know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say her name because I respect that. But I'm just saying that's a legit thing. She stayed around the corner.
What about you, Tanya?
16.
Mm-hmm. Trav.
I think I remember 16.
I think that's the
No,
youngest
no,
I
no.
remembered. 16.
What number?
Spend my childhood in the wild hood.
Now, everybody just said a number that you're damn not even old enough to work to even pay child support. So let's, you know, that's all. We ain't gonna go there, but I'm just saying, just think about that fact. You know what I mean? We
Look
talking
at
about
that
people
TV
that's still in
show.
school.
16 and pregnant. And the sad thing about those type of shows is they make it sound like it's all good. And kids
I don't even think
went out, Trav.
He be saying some deep
He went
stuff,
out.
man. And every time he be saying something deep, he
Like,
cuts out. Like they trying to hate on you, Trav. Keep saying that realness, man. Keep saying that real, Trav.
Yeah, your microphone cut out on you, man. Say that again.
He's hooking it back up.
say what?
I said
Okay,
your
say that
microphone,
again.
as soon as you started talking, your microphone went out, man. Say what you was gonna say again.
No, what I was saying, those situations provide so much stress to the families and so much fear to a young lady. And I guess a lot of confusion to a young man. I just don't think those TV should even be, I don't even know why I don't know why it's on TV.
Exactly.
16, 15, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I really do. I mean, that part. But I guess what I would tell anybody in that situation, just understand, man, how severe it is. And I'm not saying your life is over. I'm not gonna tell you that. But it's a hard road at a young age. That's
Life changing. Life changing.
And half these people can't afford them.
Yeah.
Period.
Kids ain't cheap. And that's my
Hey, the kids that's having kids, they parents can't afford it either. They barely taking care of the regular kids, let alone the kid that had a kid.
I seen a meme one time with a grandmother and a mother and a child. And it was a grandmother and the mom, and it says which one is the baby's mom, and they look like they were the exact same age.
Wow.
And they were like,
the grandma, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this, like it was rare to see 5 generations of any 4 to 5 generations of folks. Nowadays, you get 5 generations, you getting great grandma 89, grandma's great grandma 69, grandma's 40, and the daughter's this, and then she got a baby. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like 5 generations of folks. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Not that it's, I'm proud of anybody that got good lineage and can live, but you know what I'm saying? Like back then, you know, grandma was the oldest person in the family. She was the one, the patriarch.
But see, I guess my question is to that. You got these generations, and I'm gonna say something to go with that, and it's just honest. Where are the marriages to go with those generations?
Some of them do, some of them have those, but you know what I'm saying? Marriage is not the first option like it used to be.
It should be.
Like, no, I agree with you. It should be, but it's not not like it used to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was people that stayed together for the kids. There were people that stayed together, thought that they were gonna break up, but end up bringing it back again. You know, like that's a hard thing to find nowadays.
Look, marriage ain't nothing. Marriage ain't nothing but a business deal. We're gonna talk about that on a different show because we can talk about that. We can get deep into that one. But yeah,
Don't
marriage
get nobody
ain't
started, Tony.
yeah, it ain't about love. It's about money. It's about business.
No. There may be some people that may want to call it a business deal, but there's always some kind of underlying emotion attached.
We're gonna say this for another topic because it's gonna be a good one. We can talk about that one, but write it down. Nick.
I'm gonna say one thing to that. You said it's a business deal. I agree, but I also know this: women always date up. They want to date up. Men will get a lady that he loves that works at Waffle House. He don't care. So, with that being said, it's kind of difficult to say that it's a business deal. If you told me you were going to do business with somebody that made less, had less, and wanted to do less in the marriage, how is that an incentive for the person that holds the cards to get married? Because once I marry you and I have children, now you hold the cards.
Hold that thought for that when we had that show. I got a response to it, but we definitely gonna go over that one. We're gonna do that show on that one.
I'm gonna say government contract, but I won't go there.
It is. Right.
It's a government contract.
It sure the hell is, but we'll talk about that when we go to that show. But we gave our opinions. If there's any young people watching this, teenagers or even young adults, just take heed. Wait as long as you can. If you do, protect yourself. Because
I would tell my son even right now, man, the same thing my mama told me, man. Wrap that thing up, man. If you feel like you about to get started, come and talk to Pops, man. Like, I want that openness so he can come and ride with me, so I can at least tell him to try to wait. You know what I'm saying? And if he can't, I want to make sure that I supply him with everything he needs to stay safe and allow him to make a right decision. I'm not gonna be happy about it, but you know what? I still want him. I'd rather him come to me than he can go to his partners.
Yeah.
I'm brutally passionate about one thing I'm gonna say, and this will be my last thing I say on the call. Young people, you don't have to watch and go through the same things that other people. You can stop, and don't do the same shit that somebody else did. Because if you see your uncle or your aunt or your mom or your dad with broken results, you're gonna get the same broken results. Stop.
Yeah.
Don't do the dumb shit. Figure out another way. Ask another adult that's doing it a different way. You don't have to go through the same bullshit and go through the same headache and rhetoric that your uncle that you love went through. He may be a great uncle and had a shitty life. You don't have to go through that. Or your uncle, or your aunt, because she makes good pies, I'm gonna listen to what she says. There's a lot of people that don't know shit that are leading people. Don't do it.
Break the generational curses.
All right, Reverend.
For sure.
All
you know
right,
what? Go ahead, Tom.
Reverend. I said, all right, Reverend, don't tell nobody.
Hey, but that's real talk. Like, I like a lot of people don't understand. Like, the stuff I saw growing up kept me from making those same choices. Whether it be with the women they was dealing with, whether it be the stuff they was doing in the streets. One thing that I always say is that I always saw them cats doing things and they never got to the other side of it. Like they were doing this, but they never got to see the end result most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Whether them being locked up, breaking up with a chick, going to jail, or you know what I'm saying, just all that stuff. So I just kind of learned to kind of do my own thing and be my own kind of guy to a certain extent when it came to that, because like they were such a great example of how to get there, but they had no finish. So I had a great plan to get there with no finish. So I had to go ahead and figure out that second part for myself. You know what I'm saying? Learn the game for myself and how I wanted to do it. But they definitely were, they kept me from doing it. Like he just said, like I looked at the example and I was like, no, can't do that. Even my pops, even my father, you know, I couldn't do it the way he did. You know what I'm saying? So big up to the people that can pay attention and listen and do something different. Dare to be different.
Please do.
And a 15 moment of feel good, don't let it allow it to predict your future. Okay?
Look,
Who got 15 minutes in?
I got
15, 15
back then,
minutes.
At least give him 30.
minutes. Back
Yeah,
then,
man.
shoot, boy, 15
Thank
minutes
you.
wasn't nothing.
Let me stop. The margaritas are kicked in. I'm gonna leave Miss Tanya alone tonight.
well, real truth, y'all. Man, break the generational curses. Always know what you're doing. Don't just have a baby for a paycheck. It doesn't work that way. And eventually it's going to hurt you in the long run. That's my advice to the young women. And until
Young
next,
lady, stop listening to everything that these dudes be telling y'all, man. So they just trying to get they fix. Don't listen to everything we say. Wait them out. Make them wait. You know what I'm saying? Don't make them wait. Don't play with them now. Don't get them going and then you tell them no. But you know what I'm saying? Do it the right way.
right,
Learn who the person is. Go through the process. You know what I'm saying? Court, do all that stuff because that stuff counts.
right,
Because if he's gonna be there through the long run, either he's been waiting you out for a long time, or he's really a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna find out.
What
I
they
agree
say,
with that.
message.
I
right.
agree with that. I agree with that. But as you speak to the young ladies, I'm gonna speak to the young guys. Don't
Mhm.
trap yourself with somebody you're not gonna like. I want to would even deal with 20, 15, 10 years later. Because
Mhm.
when you go down the road and you get life experiences and you deal with somebody you really would deal with, now you look back and you got this lady that you had a child you got to deal with for years. You have to deal with.
Right,
So if you take what Steve said and you take what I said, he spoke to the young ladies. Boom. I agree with that. I have 3 daughters. I agree with that. But young guys, I'm an advocate for young men. Bruh, don't do shit that's gonna cost you years and years of headache. Going to court, them lawyers don't care about you. Them judges don't care about you. You are a number. You are a number in the system. The child support system don't care about you. Don't do that to yourself.
I
yes,
completely agree. I got a partner right now, man. On child support working. He work a regular job, he got a part-time job, and then he got a job he can do whenever he needs to just to make sure he can make his ends meet. And he still take care of his kids and spending time with his kids too. Like he's like, I'm doing everything I can.
so if he's
You know,
taking
it's
care of the kids and spending time, why is he paying the child support?
doing all that.
Because
So
the
why?
system-
She's still
though?
making it hard on him. She's
Because the
still making it
system-
hard on him
system, Nick.
because he told her the truth. This is the real talk. My partner said, you know what? I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And they already had a baby. And then, then she still, even though he told her that, they had another one. And he's like, well, you know, I'm not gonna marry you. And she got mad at that fact. And then he's in a situation where now she's trying to keep the kids from him. He had to go through the courts. He paying child support for both of them. Takes care of them every weekend. He gets them like 2 or 3 times a week. Does everything he can. He's a really good father to these kids.
Nick,
He's got an older set and he's got this younger set, and he's doing everything he can.
Nick.
But he told her the truth. He told her the
Yes,
truth. He
he
said, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. He still got
Nick.
Yes.
Write it down. Topic: child support. Where should it go? How should it be distributed?
Right.
That's gonna be a good one.
Nick said, why is he, if he's taking time with the kids, because you think like that, and the majority of the time, women that work and have careers and are financially set up, they prefer for you to spend time and have a relationship with the child.
Mhm.
Right.
Women that have them lay low women that have nothing going on, don't have true careers, they want the child support because that makes them, okay, I got it. But I told you, like I said in the beginning, attach child support and visitation together.
Mhm.
That'll change things. Make
Oh.
make mandatory paternity tests when you have a child, and that'll change everything.
Because them is two
But you-
separate courts.
Right.
Yeah, them is two
Support
separate
court
courts.
and vegetation courts, two separate courts. Why, I don't know, but yeah.
Which makes
Yeah.
which is only to the advantage of a woman, because if a man said, "Hey, well, you know, I ain't gonna see him," and he paid, boom, then you're gonna want to he's gonna want to. But if a guy says, "I'm present, I'm here, I want to be available for my son or daughter,"
Mhm.
you won't allow him, and his money goes into your bank account once a month or at each Friday. That is ridiculous.
You
And
know
no
what?
joke, no joke.
I'm a one. Hey, Trav, I'm a one up you. What about the women that aren't tripping off the child support, still putting it on them because they hurt? They trying to find a way to get back at that man. He could be a good father. He
we-
could pay
we
his
about
child
to-
support.
We about to
I'm just
use up
saying,
a
though, that's a
topic.
real
We
one
about
right
to
there.
use up a topic, man. We got to say this for that topic. We're gonna have a whole hour. Good conversation on this one. You gotta stay
Definitely.
on. They
I
told me that in
appreciate
school. When you're in
y'all.
school, stay on your topic. Don't waste 2 topics in 1 hour when you can save a whole another hour or a whole other topic.
Oh
And
yeah.
that deserves a whole hour worth of talking, not just a couple of minutes worth, but that deserves a
Yes,
whole hour worth of
I
conversation.
got some cats to bring on.
Uh,
Hey, hey, Nick, get with me after the show. I can tell you who that person is because you know him.
oh, she's all right, y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. And until next time, I'll at ya, girl.